In this lesson, we will cover comparing blocks. You can compare your offline program to your online program in the PLC, and you can compare two offline programs. To start the comparison, I will right-click on my Blocks folder and select Compare Blocks. In the Compare Blocks dialog, you can choose whether you want to do an online to offline comparison or Path 1 to Path 2 is two offline programs. You can also decide if you want to compare the SDBs, which would be your hardware configuration. You can do just a code comparison or just compare the timestamps of the blocks only. I'm going to do a code comparison, so I will select Compare. So we're going to do an online to offline compare. So I will select Compare. So currently there are no differences between my offline program and my online program. So I'll select OK and close the Compare Blocks dialog. I will open up my main program block OB1. So there are no differences right now with my online versus offline, so I do have access to the monitor button. I'm going to make a small change. So I just changed the address in network 1. I'm going to duplicate network 2. So now I have a few differences between my offline program and my online program. You will notice the monitor button is not available at this point. I will save my changes, close. I will right-click on my Blocks folder, select Compare Blocks. I will execute an online versus offline comparison and just do a code comparison. So I will select Compare. In this case, the comparison has now detected that there is a difference in OB1. You can select a block with differences and select the Details button. This will give you information about low-level differences in the blocks. I will select Close, select my OB1 block, and I'll select Go To. This will open up the two blocks side by side. So the left-hand side would be my offline block. The right-hand side would be my online block. Down in the Comparison tab below, you can actually see there are two differences. You can double-click on a difference and it will jump right to that difference. You can select the next and previous buttons to jump to the differences. So you can see on network 1, there's a different address. And then you can also see that my offline program contains statements that only exist in this block. They do not exist in the online program. I will close this editor. Close the results dialog. And now I'm going to change my type of comparison from online-offline to Path 1 versus Path 2. So Path 1 is my current project that is open. For Path 2, I will pick the Select button and select a different project that I want to compare against. So I have another project that I called S7 Videos Compare, so I will select that. And I will drill down into the Blocks folder of this project. And select OK. And I will pick the Compare button. This is going to be doing an offline to offline comparison, so two different offline projects are going to be compared. So I can see that OB1 is different, and I can also see that there's a DB that exists only in Path 2, and it does not exist in Path 1. With OB1 selected, I will select the Go To, and then I can look at the results in the Comparison tab, and then I can jump to the differences. So on Network 1, there's an address difference. On Network 2, there's an address difference. And then I can see that Network 3 in Path 1 does not exist in Path 2. I will close I will close the results dialog and close the block comparison dialog. You can also right-click on an individual block and select Compare Blocks versus selecting the entire blocks folder to do the comparison. In this lesson, we covered doing block comparisons.